Hey everybody, this is me, Roger Landon Daltrey, and welcome to my latest video. I was going to do Grand Funk Railroad's Trunk of Funk Volume 2 box set, but I'm going to probably save that one just for a little while, like in a later stage this year. So I kind of figured I might do this video first because we are remembering the 1 year anniversary of which Rush broke up. So to honor that, I'm going to do you a partial Rush discography review. And when I say partial discography review, I'm only just looking at these CDs now from Rush. So as you can see in the first video that I did of Rush, I only had these 9 studio albums. Hold on, just let me get the light in there. I only had these 9 albums, but now I ended up buying these records. So the only one I'm missing in this is Roll the Bones. So what I'm going to do is, you won't get to see that one in this video. So this video will only go up as far as Counterparts. Okay, so here we go. And I would also love your thoughts on Rush's discography, if you can, in the comment section below, to remember a 1 year anniversary tribute for them. Okay, so here we go. 1974, their self-titled debut. And it's back. And my favourite song on this album is probably Need Some Love. Because once again, I love Geddy Lee's vocals on that. And Need Some Love is also mentioned in the Kiss song Mainline on 1974's Hotter Than Hell, which is celebrating its 45th anniversary. And speaking of which, this album is also 45 this year, as well as Hotter Than Hell in the first Kiss album. Yeah, although Working Man is still really good too. Working Man could be like saying Working Class Hero, which is a song titled by John Lennon on 1970's Plastic Ono Band, which David Bowie and his band Tin Machine covered on the 30th anniversary of their debut album. And now, the remastered versions of Let's Dance Tonight and Never Let Me Down by David Bowie are going to be coming out. So I'm going to buy those ones, despite the fact that I have Let's Dance and Tonight in my CD collection already. So yeah, and Working Man could be like saying Working Man's Blues, which is a song titled by Bob Dylan on 2006's Modern Times. The worst Bob Dylan song of all time, and the second worst after The Winner Takes It All being the worst song of all time. So that's pretty good. And as for a least favourite, it is probably In the Mood. And it could be a bit of a similar title of In the Groove, which is the name of Marvin Gaye's I Heard to the Grapevine album. Anyway, and I would give this record a 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good debut album, but it's a bit of a standalone because Neil Peart now joins the band. This is where Rush starts to get excellent. And it is 1975, Fly By Night. And just the back for you. And this is one of my favourite album covers because I love the owl on the front, which makes it cool. And my favourite song on this is the title song, Fly By Night, because I like the music in that. Fly By Night is also mentioned in Bob Dylan's Early Roman Kings on 2012's Tempest with the Fly By Night like the early Roman Kings, which is cool. And with Night in the title, it could be like saying Thief in the Night, which are song titles by both the Rolling Stones on 1997's Bridges to Babylon and by Kiss on 1987's Crazy Nights, which is pretty good. I do think Anthem is awesome too, because Geddy Lee's vocals on that are so awesome, and I just love how I just like the music in that. And Anthem is also a song title by Leonard Cohen on 1992's The Future, so that's like a close second for me. And for my least favourite, it is probably Rivendell, but it's still a beautiful song. And I would give this record a 10 out of 10. Right. 1975 also, Caress of Steel. Just back for you. And my favourite song on this is Bastille Day. And it's a bit of a similar title of Beautiful Day, which is a song titled by U2, and it's the opening track on 2000's All That You Can't Leave Behind. And I just like the riff in that song, which makes it amazing. And then with Day, we could have A Glory Day, which is the name of an album titled by Little Mix from 2016, because once again, Little Mix, one of the greatest groups of all time, because Perry is the best looking female singer in the world. And then The Glory Days being by Bruce Springsteen as well, on 1984's Born USA. And then with Day on its own, we could have Days, which is a song titled by the Kinks, on the 1968 record, The Village Green Preservation Society, which is good. And then for my least favourite, I'm going to probably go for the Necromancer, but it's still pretty good. And with the Under the Shadow in the same title, it could be like saying Under the Gun, which is a song titled by Kiss on 1984's Animalize, celebrating 35 years this year. And then maybe Under Your Spell by which Bob Dylan did on the Knocked Out Loaded record. Yeah, I give this record a 9 out of 10. So the first three Rush albums, Fly By Night is my favourite. Right. 1976. Now this is where Rush start to get excellent. 2112. And my favourite song on this is The Twilight Zone. And Twilight on its own are song titles by both Electric Light Orchestra on 1981's Time and by U2 on 1980's Boy, which again for me is second only to Phil Collins' Face Value as the greatest 80s debut album of all time, which is cool. And my second favourite on here could be Lessons, because I like how Geddy Lee screams it on that. And then for my least favourite, I'm probably going to say Tears. And it could be a bit of a similar title of Tears Are Falling, which is a song title by Kiss from 1985's Asylum, which was inspired by the Eurythmics song Will I Lie to You and Stevie Wonder's Uptight, covered by Phil Collins on 2010's Going Back. And then we could have Tears of Rage by the band on 1968's Music from Big Pink. And yeah, I would give this record a 10 out of 10. 1977, A Farewell to Kings. Really great album in my opinion. This is one of my favourites. I play this one a lot. And my favourite song on this is Xanadu, which was the name of the soundtrack with ELO and Olivia Newton-John. And I think Olivia Newton-John is a really good singer. She did a great cover of Bob Dylan's If Not For You, and also covered by George Harrison on 1970's All Things Must Pass. So yeah, Xanadu is my favourite. I like Closer to the Heart. It's still a great song too. And as I said, it'd be like saying Closer to You, which is a album title by J.J. Cale from 1994. And then Closer to Home by Grand Funk Railroad from 1970, which I did in the GFRR video volume 1, which is cool. And with the Heart entitled, it could be like saying Raining in My Heart by Buddy Holly, and then covered by Leo Sayer on his 1978 self-titled album, which is awesome. I like Cinderella Man, and Cinderella Man is pretty good too. Cinderella is obviously the Disney character as well, from the 1950 movie of the same name. And then for my least favourite on here, I'm probably going to go for Cygnus X1. And I would give this record a 10 out of 10. Right. 1978. Hemispheres. Again, I don't like this cover because it's standing on a brain. Then this back for you. And my favourite song on this is, of course, The Trees, because the music in that is great. But what kind of trees? They could be known as maybe Redbud Trees, and Redbud Tree is a song titled by Mark Knopfler from 2012's Privateering, which is a really good song. Circumstances is a close second for me, and it's like saying Victims of Circumstances, which is an album and song title by Barclay James Harvest, celebrating his 35th anniversary this year. Wow. And then for my least favourite, I am going to go for La Villa Strangiato, which I don't know how you pronounce it. And I would give this record a 9 out of 10. And now there's no 40th anniversary of a Rush album this year because it's 2019 now and there's no 1979 records, so the next album is going to get a 4th anniversary next year. Now it's actually my second favourite Rush album, Permanent Waves from 1980. 1980 Permanent Waves. Okay, and my favourite song on this is of course Free Will. And with Free Will, it could be like Free on its own is the name of a band and an album as well from 1969. And then we could say Free at Last by Free from 1972. And then we could have Set Me Free by the Kinks on 1965's Kinda Kinks, and I'm Free by Aladdin, Homer, Shrek and Wallace on 1969's Tommy, celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And then Little Mix could have done that for the Glory Days era, on the Glory Days album, which could see Perry in a video running on the beach. And then if she jumps into the ocean, into the sea, everybody on the beach will just clap, like they did for Aladdin originally. Because once again, Aladdin is the man, and he always will be, whereas Perry is the woman, even though she's one of the Jasmine aliases. Because again, Jasmine is to die for, as we know. So that's the Free Will. And then I'm Set Free by the Velvet Underground on the 1969 self-titled album. So yeah, I like Free Will. I think Spirit of Radio is good too. That would be a close second. And then for my least favourite, I'm going to go for Natural Science. And it could be a bit of a similar title of Blinded by Science, which is a song title by Foreigner on 1979's Head Games, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Wow. Even though it's my least favourite from the Lou Gramm era of Foreigner. Like, the first 6 albums, Head Games is my least favourite. But it's still a good album, though. And I would give this record a 10 out of 10. I have to. 1981. Moving Pictures, my favourite Rush album. And as you can see, I still didn't get that sticker off yet. The harshy bit, but I'll get that off soon, maybe. And there's the back. And my favourite song on this is, of course, Limelight, because Limelight is just an awesome song. And I just love the song, it's brilliant. I like Alex Lifeson's guitar playing, because Alex Lifeson, one of the greatest guitar players in the world. And then I think Tom Sawyer is awesome too. And I did get a comment on my last video of Rush stating that it doesn't sound like We Will Rock You by Queen on 1977's News of the World. Well, only the drum beat does, but the singing obviously does, with the modern day warrior, mean, mean strides, days Tom Sawyer, mean, mean pride. That doesn't sound like a We Will Rock You. It's just the opening drum beat sounds like it, that's all. And maybe the solo bit as well. So yeah. And for my least favourite, I'm probably going to go for Witch Hunt, which is pretty good. And I give this record a 10 out of 10. I would have to, because it's my favourite Rush album. 1982, Signals. Now this was originally this was the last album that I had in my collection from the last time I showed you the Rush video. And by the way, I like the Dalmatian dog on the front, just like in the Disney movie 101 Dalmatians, because I like that movie a lot, because I like the Dalmatian dogs. Anyway, and my favourite song on this, ooh, it's tough. I'm torn between Subdivisions or New World Man, but I'm probably going to go for Subdivisions. And Subdivisions is like saying Joy Division, which is the name of a band with only 2 studio albums. And then with New World Man, it's pretty good. New World could be like saying A Whole New World, which is a song which is in the Aladdin movie, which is obviously a great song. And then Perfect World by both Talking Heads on 1985's Little Creatures and by Aladdin on 1992's Rocks in the Head, which then hopefully in 2039 Perry Edwards will release her 8th solo record. And then that's for that one. And then with A New World Record then by Let's Red Orchestra from 1976. So yeah, I think Digital Man is pretty good as well. And Digital on its own there is a song title by Joy Division as well. For my least favourite though, I'm probably going to pick Losing It. But I still think it's a good song. And I would give this record a 10 out of 10. Okay, so now these next few albums are just the new ones I had. Well, this one I got just after I did the first video, and it's 1984's Grace Under Pressure. And then it's the back for you. And the title Grace Under Pressure, well, Under Pressure is a song title by Queen, coming off 1982's Hot Space. And then Grace on its own is a song title by U2 on 2000's All That You Can't Leave Behind. And then with Under Pressure, it'd be like saying Got Me Under Pressure, which is a song title by ZZ Top on 1983's Eliminator. Right, my favourite song on this, though, is Red Lenses. And with Red Lenses, it could be a bit of a similar title of Little Red Rooster, which is a song title by the Rolling Stones from 1960 in the 60s, which I think is good. And then we could have maybe and there's loads of other ones with red in the title. And Red Sector A is a close second for me. I like that one a lot. And then The Enemy Within I think is a pretty good song too. And Enemy Within is also mentioned in Bob Dylan's Where Are You Tonight, Journey Through Dark Heat on 978 Street Legal. A great great Bob Dylan song in my opinion. It's just an awesome tune. Distant Early Warning is pretty good too. Early Warning is like saying Fair Warning, which is a album title by Van Halen. And then After Image could be like saying Aftermath, which is an album title by the Stones. And then Afterglow by both Genesis on 1976's Wind and Wuthering and by Small Faces on 1968's Ogden's Knocked On Flake. And yeah, that's pretty good. And my least favourite, so my favourite is Red Lenses, but my least favourite, I'm probably going to go for The Body Electric. But I still think it's pretty good. I need to listen to this record again, but for now, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Okay. 1985, Power Windows. That's the back cover here. Really good album on here. This is a really good album. My favourite song on this is The Big Money. And Money on its own is a song title by Pink Floyd on 1973's Dark Side of the Moon. And then All You've Got Is Money by Grand Funk Railroad on 1971's Survival. And then Money, That's What I Want by the Beatles on 1963's With the Beatles. With the Money, That's What I Want. And then Money, Money, Money being a song titled by that Swedish artist that's not allowed because it features that person. So that's that one. Manhattan Project is another good song on here too. Manhattan Project. Well, Manhattan on its own is a song title by Bob Seger on 1995's It's a Mystery. And then, yeah, that's another fantastic one on that. And then for my least favourite, I'm probably going to go for Middletown Dreams. And Dreams on its own there is a song titled by Fleetwood Mac on 1977's Rumours, and then Sweet Dreams by Yes on 1970's Time and a Word. So yeah, I would give this record a 9 out of 10. No, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. 1987, Hold Your Fire. Another great album. This is my favourite from the... my second favourite... Actually, no, my third favourite 80s Rush album after Moving Pictures and then Signals and then this one. And this is the back. And my favourite song on... my favourite song on this is Second Nature. And Nature could be like saying Human Nature, which is a song titled by Michael Jackson on 1982's Thriller. And then with a second, it could be like saying Seconds Out, which is the live album by Genesis from 1977. The other song I like on here a lot is Turn the Page. And Turn the Page is also a song titled by Bob Seger on his 1972 record back in 72. And then covered by Metallica as well, who I had given up on. But it doesn't mean I don't love some of their music. Lock and Key is quite good as well. Lock and Key is like saying Lock and Load, which is a song titled by Bob Seger on 1995's It's Mystery. And then Time Stand Still is pretty good too. Time Stand Still is also like saying Time Stood Still, which is mentioned in Peter Gabriel's Salisbury Hill. And then with Force 10, it could be like saying 10 on its own is an album titled by Pearl Jam from 1991, and then also Number 10 by J.J. Cale. And then with High Water, we have High Water by Bob Dylan on 2001's Love and Theft, and then of course Hell or High Water by Kiss on 1987's Crazy Nights, which came out in the same year as this record. And the red looks very similar to Grand Funk Railroad's subtitle album from 1969, which is good too. My least favourite on this will probably be Mission, but I still think it's a good song. I would give this record a 10 out of 10, surprisingly. Okay, 1989, Presto, celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. And there's the back for you. My favourite song on this will probably be Chain Lightning. And Chain Lightning, well, the Chain, we could have Ball and Chain by Barclay James Harris on 1971's Once Again. And then The Chain by Fleetwood Mac on 1977's Rumours. And then with Lightning, we could have Lightning Strikes by both Aerosmith on 1982's Rock in a Hard Place. And by Kiss on 2009's Sonic Boom. And then Thunder and Lightning by both Phil Collins on 1981's Face Value, again, the greatest 80s debut album, and then by Thin Lizzy from the 1983 record of the same name, which is pretty good. And then Scars is quite good too, and The Red Tide is pretty good too. It's like saying Riptide by Lou Reed on 1996 to Set the Twilight Reading, and then The Tide is High, covered by Atomic Kitten, and Blondie on 1980's Auto American. And then Available Light is a nice song to end the album too. Light, we could have maybe The Days of Light, which is a song titled by Aladdin on 1992's Rocks in the Head. And then hopefully in 2039 Perry Edwards will release her 8th solo record, which is cool. And that's pretty good. Then we have War Paint as well. War, we could have on its own an album titled by U2. And then War Machine by Kiss on 1982's Creatures of the Night. And then People Let's Stop the War by Grand Funk Railroad on 1971's E Pluribus Funk. And then Make Rock Not War by Blue Oyster Cult on 1985's Club Ninja. So yeah, I would need to listen to this record again and reevaluate it, but I give this a 9 out of 10. So then I don't have 1991's Roll the Bones, but it could be like saying the Rolling Bones, like the play on words of the Rolling Stones, and then we could have, and then there's loads of other ones, and then with Roll, we could have Roll With It by Oasis on 1995's What Story Morning Glory. So the last one I have here to show you is 1993's Counterparts, which is pretty cool. Like this back home, I don't know what my favourite song is. I need to listen to one again, but I think I'm going to pick Nobody's Hero. It could be like saying Nobody's Fault But Mine by Led Zeppelin on 1976's Presence. And then we could have Nobody's Child by ELO on 1974's El Dorado, celebrating 45 this year, which is pretty good. Then we have Speed of Love, and it could be like saying Slave to Love by Brian Ferry on 1985's Boys and Girls. Cold Fire could be like saying Cold Gin by Kiss on the debut album. And then Fire on its own being a song titled by Springsteen and U2 on 1981's October. And then Hold Your Fire by Rush, I forgot to mention there, to reference that. Then Alien, sure, we could have Alien Afternoon by Genesis on 1997's Cornell Stations. And then Illegal Alien by Genesis on debut album. I mean, self-titled. And then Cut to the Chase is pretty good too, with the Chase in the title, like the game show. So overall, I don't know what my least favorite on here is. Here, I need to listen to this again, and I will give this a 10 out. I'll give this a 8 out of 10. So that's it. That's my partial Rush discography review. I hope you all enjoyed it. They're definitely one of the greatest bands of all time. So remember to subscribe to my channel, leave your comment below on what you think of Rush as a rock band, and then I'll see you hopefully then in the forthcoming few weeks or so with Grand Funk Railroad's Trunk of Funk Volume 2, and hopefully I'll get Roll the Bones, and then maybe if next year I might get Test for Echo, and then Vapor Trails, Snakes and Arrows, and Clockwork Angels. So Rush, can't believe it's been a year now since you've been separated from us. You really were a great band. So thank you very much for listening, folks, and yeah, have a fantastic day. Bye bye. Oh, and also, I can't believe the Lee Lifeson project didn't happen. Okay, bye.